Hello, fellow book club members, and welcome if you're new. Hello, my name is Christina, and I love to read books. And today, I am going to do my July TBR books that I'm going to be reading next month. I do have another one I'm checking out from the library. It has not came in yet. It's Lesson in Chemistry. I've been dying to read a book. I got on my library website because I was checking out a book that everybody was talking about. And I saw that book and I was like, save. I'm going to check that book out one day and I'm going to read it. But I had other books I had to read at that particular time. Now, I'm getting into this. I'm going to show you 3 books that I'm actually reading right now. And I have other books, so I do want to get these books finished. The first one is called The Lady's Room by Carolyn Brown. Very awesome, good book. The deal with this book is her aunt dies, and she inherited everything. Her cousins didn't get not a nothing. She gets everything, and it's up to her. She wants to share with her cousins, and her aunt's house is like my house, falling apart, needs to be fixed. And she's actually going to fix the house. It has, back then, in the olden days, they didn't have AC like we do now. So, she had no AC. They just had windows and had to raise the windows to get air from outside, even when it was 160 degrees outside. I'm in Texas, and it's hot. And I just got back from the library, so it's hot. So, this is one that I am reading. Very good book. I'm actually on chapter 11 on this book, so I basically just have that much more to read. The other one I'm reading is, my husband just recently bought me this book. It's Looking for Alaska by John Green. I'm actually not, say, chapter, but I do have this much here more to read. I've read this much, I have that much to read. But another good book so far, so good. The other one I'm reading on this, in this group, on this page, actually, on the YouTube channel, is A Land of 100 Wonders by Leslie Keegan. This is amazing book so far. We just got, I think, it's chapter 3 or 4. Awesome. Can't wait to finish this book. There's a book that we are working on. I'm also working on these 2 books. Now, getting into the books that 2 of them I checked out from the library. Everybody has been, I'm not going to say hounding me, but I've seen a lot of people talk about this book and say it's a really good Disney book. It is Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. I did check this book out to read it. I was at the library. I looked at it. It is in big print, and it's not a very long book to read. If I'm not mistaken, let's see, I think there's only 20 chapters in this book, so 20 chapters is not long. I'll have it done in no time. I will start reading it actually today. The other one I checked out from the library is The Queen's Secret. I saw this book. There was 2 of them. There's another one that somebody else can check out. I'm longing for the castle of Saddle and for the business of the day to be over, because that's when Cal will come to me through the door in the hall, cellar, all the way up to the narrow stone staircase to the tiny archment we call the Queen's Secret. I'm waiting for this. Knock at the door, waiting. So, the Queen is waiting for him to come and actually romance her. So, I thought this was a pretty good book. It's not a book series. It didn't say it was a book series. But Melissa Dela Cruz, and I Have not read this book yet. I think I read a book by Melissa Dela Cruz. I think I might have a book by her. I'm not for sure. But this is a book I thought would be a good one to read after Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. Now, I am picking another book. I will save this one for last. I have a book here to read. For the month of August, I am reading nothing but Sarah Dessen books. I'm on a Sarah Dessen kick, so I love my Sarah Dessen. But this next book is by Corlina Fluke, and it's a Dragon Rider. It is the first book. My youngest son wants this book series, and I told him he could have this book after I read it. He's dying to read this book, so he knows I have book 1. He has book 2 and 3, and he told me that he wants to read the series, but he can't read 2 and 3 before not reading book 1. So I told him I would get on this book. So after The Secret Queen, I will probably read Dragon Rider. Another book is A Necessary Evil. This is a book series. I believe this is the 3rd book. I'm going to go ahead and read the 3rd book and then work on getting the other ones to read. Because if I don't really like the 3rd book, I may not want book 1 or 2, and 4th and 5 if there's more, however many there is. Okay, last but least, let's get into this book. I always have books wrapped up, and I have a little jar over here that I put books in there, and I only pick one wrap book a month to read. So when they're all done, I'll be picking more books out of my books that I have, and if one of them happens to be one of the books I've already read, I have to put it back in there. I will put it in there, and I will read it again. It does not bother me at all. But my husband thought that it was kind of stupid, but then I told him it is something that I'm doing because I have to do it. The book is, this is Anybody Out There by Miranda Keyes, however you say her name. This is another book I have. Ooh, oh my god. This book, it's showing that it has, well, I can't say it's like 103 chapters, because it says 103, and whatnot, but maybe there's 103 chapters in this book. I don't know. But I know it's got 451 pages in this book, so I'm just curious. Let me see here. Because it does have numbers, so maybe that is a chapter. Okay, so yeah, there's 103 chapters in this book, I'm assuming. Because it shows, and then if you look at the very end of the book, here, I'll show you real quick. From the first to the last, it has a circle. So there's 103 chapters in this book. But it's not that thick. Like, I just got through reading the book, The Host, by Stephanie Myers, and that was a pretty good book. It's not a book. I'm actually selling that book. I don't know why. I just did not see myself reading that book or having it in my book collection. So I will read this one and see what it's about. But that is my TBR for the month of August. I will be reading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. Plus, I'm going to try to have at least one of these or both of these done. Usually when I go to the pier, I go to my fishing pier because there's a park there and a pier, and I usually take this book and read it, but I did not go yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday, and I usually go on Tuesday, but I did not go yesterday. And then I was having this one beside my bed. I always have a book beside the bed to read. I always have a book in my books for the pier, and then I have one in my beach bag that I take with me when I go to the beach or the swimming pool. And I usually sit for a little bit and read, and I have not been able to go to the beach or the pool or the pier because it has been a scorching hot outside. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, I love y'all and have a blessed, wonderful day. Bye, guys.